To install Atos, you need an account. So you can head over to their website and just do a login and password, and then that's what the login screen looks like. But I think majority of you guys are already using it, so I don't think it's going to be a problem to do that. And then we've got all of these to set up. So probably what I'll do is I'll read everything out that we're going to be doing, and then I'll move this onto that screen, and then we can go over these setups from scratch on the chart here on the computer. So we're going to do on Atos, we need to create 2 APIs or 3 or 4 or 20, whatever, however many accounts you want. So for example, for me, I like to have a Swing account, a Scalp account. It can be done in Bybit, for example, under the sub accounts. You don't have to create a brand new account for that. You can just go into Bybit, create a sub account, and then just put some money in there, and then you've got you can create a key, select the position and order. It's a must. You must do that, otherwise you can't put the orders through. And then you just move Bitcoin from one account to the other, and then that's it. That's the creating the API on the actual Bybit side. And then on Atos, in connections, we can add the provider or the connector, which in this case is going to be Bybit. And then on that's where we're going to use the API key, the secret, to then load the data feed from Bybit. And with that, then you can trade and do all sorts. In accounts, we're going to add a portfolio group for trading in both accounts. And we can call it, like, for example, Bybit all accounts, and set a ratio, which is like the same as a leverage. But I'll explain a bit more in a minute. And then change the values, adjust the time zones if needed, load the settings from the documents folder, load the DOM and smart tape, and then do some tweaks, load and edit hotkeys. They're very helpful. Templates, load and save workspaces, set a watch list, and save as favorites also. So I'll just move this screen over to this side, and this is the logon screen, but I will move over to this side again, and we can quickly just log on onto here. So that give me a second, I'll just log on, and then I'll move it over back onto this screen. It's just logging on. And here we go. We have the screen here. Now I'll bring the presentation back up so I can go over. So the APIs. So first let's do the APIs and go on to connections. Okay, and here we can disable these two. And what you have to do is add the account that you've created on Bybit by the API. So on here, go to drop down, next, accept that. And then you've got the API and the secret, which we're going to paste into here. And we're going to call this one CC Swing, for example. Okay, Swing account. So that's going to be our Swing account. I'm just going to move it over to the side, and I'm going to paste the key that I have for the Swing account already. So I'm just going to copy paste the API key. Okay, you can't see that, but that's what I'm doing here. So you don't have my details. You don't want to be doing some trading on my account, and then you press OK. And then now you're going to have one account. What I like to do is then create another one and add another account, one for swings and one for scalps. So we'll do here CC Scalp. Okay, and then we're just going to move it over here, and we're going to put the key. And we're going to put the secret as well. And hopefully all is well. So finish. And now we have 2 accounts. So we wanted this to auto connect. And it should take a couple of seconds. This is very exciting, guys and girls. Okay, so now we've got the accounts connected. And we can see I moved some change into this for educational purposes only. So it will pull up your 2 accounts. So you'll have whatever accounts you can trade with. Okay, so we've put some money on there, just so I can show you guys how to use it. The next thing on the list is to okay, we've got a connector, portfolio group. Let's go to accounts down here. Okay, and we want to create a portfolio group, which is here. So once we do this, we can call it Bybit. Let's call it all accounts on Bybit. Bybit all accounts. And then what you want to do is we want to add the Bitcoin. So this is the BTC pair. So BTC, we want to add that one. And then we will also want to add the scalp one. So now you have two in here, which means that every time you open a position on one account using the Bybit all section in the screen, that same click that you do to enter a position, it's going to enter a position on both accounts simultaneously at the same time. And when you put an order on the other side, it will be a reduced order limit to get out of the position. Brilliant. Now, here you've got the ratio, which is like a leverage. So for example, if you want to open on your swing account just 1,000 contracts, you leave it as one, it will open 1,000 contracts. But if you want the scalp account to be twice as much, then you put 2. Okay, so let's just now add this, and here we go. So you will now have an account to trade with all your accounts, and you could have 100 of accounts. And this place here will enable you to trade from one terminal, one screen in every single account, which is perfect. Perfecto. Okay, now before we move on to the screen, we're going to change the common settings, which is up here, and this will change the values. I think the default is 70, so we want to change this down to 68. The rest stays the same. Let's just have a quick look. Yep, stays the same, so we press OK. The next one is the time zone. Time zones, you can go to the exchange where you are trading. So Bybit, in my case, we're going to put this to +1 because it's GMT +1. So we then press apply and it will move forward. However, at the end of this week, I think, yeah, that's it. It's going to go back to normal, which is very interesting. Okay, so now we've done the time zone, and now we have to load the settings in the documents folder. So you could, like, say you don't want to use my templates or the settings, you could just go to home and pull up the chart. However, because we've got nice templates, we may as well just go and get them all set. So I'm going to move 2 folders over to this side, and one is the current folder where Atos is being created. So this is the folder here. So what we can do, like in here, for example, on well, there's no templates there, so we would have to go to the normal. Let's pull up Bybit, BTC USD on Bybit. There, let's add it as a favorite already, something we're going to do later. And it's going to give us this very bright screen, which we don't like. So what we want to do here is minimize that, and on the templates that I shared, which are in here, we can just select them all, copy, and then drop them into the template folders, which is somewhere in here, and paste. That's it. So now when we load the templates up here, they should all be in here. What I like to do is unselect all of the selected already by obviously Atos, and just select my ones, or in this case the ones you want to have, and that one there.